I don't remember why I went into the forest. There was no beginning to it. No moment where I stepped off a trail or made a choice. One moment I was somewhere else, and the next, I was surrounded by trees. The woods felt wrong immediately. Not dangerous. Not haunted. Just wrong. The air was perfectly still. No wind, no insects, no birds. Even the leaves overhead looked frozen, as if the entire forest had stopped breathing. I kept walking because it felt like I already had been. The deeper I went, the stranger the trees became. They were too tall, too identical, like copies of trees instead of real ones. Imperfect recreations made by something that understood the idea of a forest, but had never truly seen one. Then I found the cave. At first, I thought it was just a wall of ivy covering a cliffside, but behind the vines was a narrow opening in the rock. Cold air drifted out of it in slow pulses, almost like breathing. I stared at it for a long time. Then I was inside. I don't remember deciding to enter. Darkness swallowed the forest behind me almost immediately. My footsteps made no sound against the stone. That was the first moment I felt real fear. Not silence. Absence. It felt like the cave was erasing me one step at a time. The tunnel stretched deep underground before suddenly opening into something impossible. A white room. Not a room built by humans. Something larger. Endless. The walls, the floor. Even the air itself glowed with a pale, artificial whiteness that had no visible source. Towering machines stretched out in every direction. Pipes, wires, conveyor systems, massive metal structures disappearing upward into a ceiling I couldn't see. None of them moved, but they didn't feel dead. They felt like they were waiting. I walked between them slowly, trying not to touch anything. The air felt thick, almost wet, like I was standing inside something alive. Then I noticed the reflections. At first I thought the polished metal around me was finally catching my image, but the reflections were wrong. They moved half a second too late. I stopped walking. So did they. One of them smiled. I ran. The machines around me remained silent, but I could feel something waking beneath the room. A vibration deep below the floor. A low mechanical hum that rattled through my ribs. The white light flickered once, and suddenly I saw them. People. Dozens of them standing motionless between the machines. Every single one looked exactly like me. Some stared blankly ahead. Others twitched slightly, like puppets struggling against invisible strings. A few looked damaged, unfinished. Their skin hung too loose. Their faces shifted subtly when I looked directly at them, as if the room couldn't fully remember what a human being was supposed to. Ethan. Ellison, one step forward. It had my face, my voice. You shouldn't have come here, it said. Its mouth moved strangely, like speech was something it learned by watching me. I backed away slowly. The copy tilted its head. Then all the others did the same thing at once. That was when the machines finally started moving. The sound was deafening. Metal screamed somewhere above me as conveyor systems jerked to life. Wires slithered across the floor, like veins reconnecting. Massive circular mechanisms began turning in the darkness overhead. And beneath all of it, I heard something else. Breathing. Not human breathing. Something deeper. Older. The white room wasn't a factory. It was a living thing. And it had noticed me. The copies started walking toward me in complete silence. I turned and ran deeper into the room because there was nowhere else to go. The white stretched endlessly around me now, warping and shifting every time I looked away. The machines became stranger the farther I ran. Some looked fused together with bone-like material. Others contained shapes moving slowly behind translucent surfaces. Everywhere I looked, I saw more versions of myself. Standing, watching, waiting. Then I found the door. A dull green door standing alone in the middle of the white emptiness. No walls, no frame, just a door. I grabbed the handle and threw it open. Behind it was a city. A black city beneath a dead sky. Massive towers stretched upward into darkness, while enormous machines pulsed beneath the streets, like the organs of some sleeping god. The entire city hummed with the same vibration I'd felt beneath the cave. And suddenly memories flooded into my head. Not mine. I saw impossible things. Worlds collapsing into oceans of light. Machines larger than mountains. Civilizations being erased and stored like files. Endless cities hidden beneath reality itself. The knowledge hit me so hard, I collapsed to my knees. That was when I finally understood. The cave wasn't creating copies. It was preserving people. Or trying to. Something ancient lived beneath the world. Something that consumed memory the way living creatures consume food. It stripped people apart piece by piece, storing fragments of them inside this endless mechanical city. Every copy I had seen was incomplete, an attempt to rebuild someone from memory alone. And now it was trying to rebuild me. The hum beneath the city grew louder. I felt it inside my skull, inside my heartbeat. Then it spoke, not with words, with intention. I keep, I preserve, I remember. The presence spread through the city around me. I couldn't see its true form, only glimpses of something impossibly large moving between the towers, the machines. And somehow, I understood something even worse. It wasn't evil. It didn't hate us. It simply didn't understand the difference between preserving a person and replacing them. The copies stepped out of the darkness around me. Hundreds of them, all wearing my face. Some smiled. Some cried. Some only stared. And every single one moved slightly differently, like failed attempts at recreating a soul. I wanted to run, but I was so tired, so empty. I could already feel my memories slipping away. My mother's voice, my childhood home, my own name. The city was taking them from me. Then one final thought rose above the noise in my head. If everything can be taken from me, then what remains? The answer came quietly. Me. Not my memories, not my fears, not my past, just me. For the first time since entering the forest, the fear loosened its grip on me. The city seemed to pause. The copies stopped moving. And somewhere far above, hidden in the darkness beyond the towers, I felt the ancient thing watching me, waiting, learning. I walked through the city for what felt like years. Sometimes the copies followed me from a distance. Sometimes they stood motionless between the machines, staring silently as I passed. Eventually, the city changed. Or maybe I did. The endless mechanical hum softened until it matched the rhythm of my breathing. The copies became fewer. The white rooms disappeared behind me. And one day I found another door. When I stepped through it, I was back in the forest. Real wind moved through the trees. Birds sang somewhere overhead. For the first time in forever, the world felt alive again. I should have felt relieved. Instead, I felt hungry. Sometimes late at night, I still hear the hum beneath the ground. Sometimes I wake up remembering things that never happened to me. Cities without suns, machines beneath dead worlds, endless towers filled with stolen lives. And sometimes, when I look in mirrors for too long, my reflection smiles first. I tell myself I escaped that place. I tell myself I'm still human. But deep down, I think part of me is still there beneath the earth, waiting, remembering, and becoming hungry.